Hi there viewers, I'm the Extraordinary Tourist and welcome to day 12 of the InkTober challenge. On the screen there you can see the official rules of InkTober, followed by my unofficial rules that I've given myself because I'm participating in the month using digital inks, and this is to help make my experience seem more like traditional inks. In case you're wondering what my digital inks are, I'm using my Pablo Coast 22 pen display monitor, which I've teamed with a copy of Clip Studio Paint EX. And just in case you're interested, I'm only sticking to the pencil and ink pen tools within Clip Studio Paint, again to make my experience more like the traditional experience rather than being the digital one entirely. So today's image was inspired by a sketch I did of a female spy character way back somewhere around, I think it was around 1998. I was actually collecting images of females from catalogues and various other places because I was trying to design this sort of spy science fiction type character. I think I was planning some kind of comic series or comic book, maybe graphic novel type of thing. But it didn't. It's another one of those things that didn't really get off the ground, largely because around that time, maybe a year or so later, I was sort of moving states, and this project sort of got on the back burner and eventually sort of drifted off into nothing ever happening. But anyway, the pose of the character in this particular drawing, what I wanted to do was sort of take the character I had and sort of do a new drawing in a different pose. So I did a search of female heroine poses, and I found this one in my search results. It's a pose done by a DAZ 3D character for that 3D animation software, which I actually thought looked pretty cool and fit the character. And then sort of when I started drawing it, I sort of realized if you actually try and stand in the position of this character, it's really very awkward. So if you're sort of in any sort of position needing to shoot behind you with a gun, you wouldn't want to be standing in this particular position, because I think she's nearly breaking one of her ankles just turning around. But aside from that, I still thought it looked pretty cool, so I kept going with it. And probably the only thing I really changed was the positioning of the gun, because in the original reference image, the gun is sort of not as clear to make out. It's sort of lost in the position of where our shoulder is, and you can't see it as well. So I kind of moved it over and I really tried to do this foreshortening of the perspective on her arm, so it really looked like she was pointing the gun out of the image towards you a little bit. I think for the most part I kind of succeeded with that. I'm not really great at doing foreshortening at the best of times, but I think this one kind of worked. As far as inking this one in, I didn't seem to be sort of suffering my ongoing problems of having the pen lag between when I'm drawing when it actually appears on the screen, so that was good. But what I did do was I made sure I stuck to the finest pen, the fine mapping pen for inking this one, so that any mistakes that I made wouldn't be too obvious. I could sort of be a bit more careful with it and really think a bit more about doing my line works, because previously I've been using a thicker pen to do the line work, so I think that's partly where I've been running into trouble as well, because once you make a mistake with a thicker pen it's more obvious than if you make a mistake with a thinner pen. So yeah, so for most of this I used the mapping pen, particularly for all the shading, and just used a little bit of a sort of thicker pen to do the outlines. I think I actually succeeded a little better than I have with my previous images. You can still see there the lines, the thinner lines are still very rough, because I was sort of drawing them as if more like a sketch than a line with an ink pen, but otherwise I think it all came out pretty good. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and seeing me draw this character. Until the next video, thanks for watching.